Welcome to the Kahler Podcast, episode 17. This time we are going to talk about kind of a fun little anomaly here, something that we did just to see if we can. But first, viewer comments. How you doing today, Gary?
I'm good, Eddie. Damn good.
Jotes2384 says, I know there's no plans for 7-string Steeler, but do you know if the Auto-Latch can be used on a 7-string bridge like a Floyd, Edge, Godot, etc.? This question is a little too early for me to answer, but we're working on a solution for that. In addition to that, in the future, perhaps with a progressive die like new tooling, we might make a 7-string Steeler.
Sure, just give us some orders for the sons of bitches and we can make them. but this takes money. That tooling is very expensive in the United States. Now, if you want to get it made in China and have the China government pay for it, and it costs them nothing, in essence, than have it done there. If it's going to be done here and done right, there's a lot of research and a lot of work's got to go into it. Should we do it? Probably. How much 7 and 8 string business is there out there on the Floyd Rose? Hell, I don't know. Do you know?
I actually would say that as far as 7-string goes, that's a pretty decent. 8-string seems to be everybody wants a fixed.
What's a percentage on 7 strings against 6 strings?
I would not know the answer to that.
We don't know, and that's it. That's a lot of money. Now, whether our Auto-Latch would fit on a 7-string Rose, that's just something we're going to have to find out.
Well, I've already checked on if our Auto-Latch will fit on a regular Floyd Rose, and the answer is no.
It doesn't work?
It does not. It does not work. But
well, we could say it worked and sell it.
That would just be very dishonest.
Oh, really? Oh, hell.
Yeah, we like our customers too much. We're not going to do that.
No,
but
I don't want to see 20 or half a dozen or a dozen emails about
no.
how bad that would be. We don't do that kind of thing around here.
In closing, I just want to say this. Okay, we had a little bit of fun with this answer, but the truth is that we are working on something that will solve that problem for you. Be patient. Should be out by the end of the year. Mercutio UK 2006 says, toilet beer raised on hose water and neglect and anecdotes. Thanks for sharing. Okay, this one I'm going to go real quick on, obviously, about the episode with my friend Tom and myself. And we were very, very fortunate that Gary said, yeah, what the heck, while I'm away on business, go ahead and do that. Probably not going to happen again. It was just a fun thing that we tried. And I actually got a lot of personal messages on that one. People saying, you know what, I thought I was the only one. Thank you for doing that. So not really a Kahler thing. If I ever do something like that, it'll be independent of Kahler.
What the hell is toilet beer? I've never heard of that before.
So my friend Tom, the very first time that I went over to his house, we were about 16, and he said, hey, you want a beer? I keep them in my toilet. And I was like, ew. But it was the tank. It was the tank of the toilet. Used it to hide them in there.
Oh,
and it kept them cold.
Yeah, he said it's a great antidote, and thanks for sharing.
But
wow.
I'll tell you what, Tom and I have enough stories to fill up all of YouTube.
I'll bet you do.
We really do.
But we're here on the Kahler channel. We want to talk to you about Kahler stuff. So, and everybody else's stuff too.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. We, you know what? We do it all here. W1ZR, it looks like he's trying to be clever and type Wizard OFOH says, why does it always seem that Kahler has a bunch of contempt for their customers? I'll stick with Floyd Rose. Okay.
Now let me answer that.
Please do.
What's he called himself? T-Lizard or something?
Wizard I like T-Lizard. That's good.
Well, I'm not sure. But he says a bunch of contempt. I don't know where he's coming from.
Well,
all he needs to do is explain that word contempt. We're just the opposite of that. I've always been that way, and all of our customers know that. So if you got something that happened to you that you're holding us in contempt for damn well, send us an email, let us know what it is. We'll straighten that one out. And you say you'll stick with the Floyd Rose, well, that's always your option.
Yeah.
And good luck to you anyway. But get back to us. I mean, a bunch of contempt. doesn't make sense to me.
Well, I put this one up here because anybody who's been paying any kind of attention at all knows that we concentrate so hard on customer service. This YouTube has a couple really, really awesome features, and one of them is the ability to see if this guy's interacted with us ever at all. And no, this is the only time.
Okay.
So I think that this is just a troll. And you know what? You feel good about yourself saying something like that?
Well, it's his option. He can say whatever he wants to.
It is.
But I'm just saying that if he really does have content, let us know.
Well, absolutely.
And I'll actually answer that email. So,
yeah.
Let me know.
Yes, Shame Lizard, let us know. Metallic Death 02 says, I wrote you at the email I was told to last Saturday, and I haven't received a response. Thank you for making awesome trims. Have you got an email from...
Not, I do recognize... like he has a Metallic Death.
Yeah. He's talked to us a couple times. That's a Dave Mustaine thing. And, Dave Mustaine played our fixed bridge for a while.
Anyway, what's he talking about? He did not get an answer or what?
Yeah, apparently we didn't answer. You know what? We'll check the spam folders and we'll see.
I remember this email for some reason, and I don't know exactly what it is. I appreciate what he's saying there, and we generally answer him at least within 24 hours. So, and thank you for saying that we make good stuff.
Yeah.
We appreciate that.
And thank you for calling to our attention that...
And we will get back to you.
Yeah. If you haven't heard back from us yet, try resending it, and we'll double check the spam folders. Shaylin D. Fuller says, Jakey Lee's original pearl white Charvel, actually a modified 70s Fender hardtail Strat, has a heavy brass bridge. I'm wondering if it might have one of those from the brass factory. I believe it was black chrome. There are pics if you know what to look for. He has a couple other versions with slightly different specs. This one has a bullet truss rod and 3-bolt neck. I went and I checked with Gary, and we do, in fact, make the Jakey Lee Brass Factory Bridge.
Yep, we do.
We do. So if you have a Jakey Lee Charvel, you are playing a Kahler Bridge. But It's a Brass Factory. But it's a Kahler, because we make them. And we still make them to this day.
Yep, we make them exclusively for Fender.
Yes, we do.
And that's what they're going on.
Yes, so thank you, FMC. It was very nice of you to use our bridges.
We appreciate it. You bet we do. Thank you.
Holocaust says, question for Gary and his vast knowledge of brass and machining parts. Is there, can there be brass tuners, not just the buttons, the housing as well? I have hopes of either scoring one of your old school heavy brass vintage bridges along with some of your brass plates, knobs, nut, the whole thing. Eventually having a nice patina when the clear wears away. P.S. Gary hooked me up with the brass bridge. Take my money so I don't have to give it to someone on Evil Bay.
Oh, no. Just send us the money and then we'll figure out something. Okay.
Send us some.
All I can say is he's saying, yes, we know a lot about brass and machining and all of that. And I think you're asking for brass tuners and not just
the tuner buttons. Not just the tuner buttons, the whole shebang. Now, I don't know if that would include the gears, the worm drive, stuff like that.
Everything can be made out of anything that you want. I think the biggest problem is if we're putting fine tuners on something, generally that's that could be a locking kind of little vice thing that has to go in there. That's got to be out of steel because brass does not hold up.
Well, he's specifically asking for vintage brass factory stuff, and it looks like the main concern is not just the tuner buttons, but the housing. I don't necessarily know, and if I'm wrong, I'm sorry. I don't necessarily think he's talking about the gear and the worm drive and the screws and everything like that, but maybe so.
Well, anyway, just send us an email and give us a sketch. Tell us what you want, and I'll get back to you.
In that email, sales@kahler.com, make the subject brass factory parts. Let us know what it is you want, and we'll dig through and we'll see what we have that coincides with what you want.
Yeah, he's also interested in the patina leaf. So maybe he's looking for a raw brass part. A lot of people like that, you know,
Yeah, and
that kind of green look. And
no, they
get a little sweat on there.
it gets kind of cool.
Oh, it gets really cool. Also smells
Yeah.
interesting.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Yeah, I kind of have two ways that I look at it. I like to either have a guitar that's really beat up or really, really pristine. Every now and then I'll put brand new parts on an old beat up neck and body. It can be real cool.
I like the thing what he says about the money and Evil Bay.
Evil Bay.
Evil Bay. Hey, I like this guy.
Yeah, no,
Thanks a lot,
he's
Olcott.
a good guy. Edmund, as we know, 2611. Kahler is a Rolls Royce. Floyd is a Chevy. Both work good. I prefer the Kahler. That's pretty good. I like that.
Well, yeah, I do. Just Rolls Royce isn't made in the U.S.
Well, have you ever driven a Rolls Royce?
I have, as a matter of fact.
Me too. They're really, really big and weird.
Well, it's kind of like driving a tractor.
That's
almost.
exactly what I was telling people.
I'm telling you, it's not like driving a Cadillac or a Mercedes.
Maybe it'd be like driving a Duesenberg, but I've never even seen one of those in person. Those things were huge.
Oh, well, I think they really got their benefits, you know.
Oh, yeah.
Well, one of them isn't the money they cost. That's for damn sure.
God, no. But yeah.
But I'm sure it's a wonderful thing for certain people.
Yeah. And I mean, I'll tell you too, man, when I drove that Rolls Royce, I really did. I was sitting there. My very first thought was, Jesus, I really thought this was going to be like super luxury, but I feel like I'm driving a tractor.
No, it's it's a real piece of work. It's different. That's all.
Yeah. Oh, gorgeous machine. I was really impressed.
Now, if you notice, we're not selling Rolls Royces today, so I don't know what that has to do with anything.
No.
But in any case.
Now we'll move on. You know what? Holocult said one more time. We got something, kind of an older comment from a different video. Watched a YouTuber do a review on this guitar, and he had very negative things to say about the QC on it. Sadly, even the Kahler. Now, this is in reference to the 8-string Dean. The 8-string Dean with the multi-scale bridge. And, the reason that I put this one up is because when Sam Ash was going out of business, they had a 7-string multi-scale Dean there, and it wasn't set up right at all, and it was a nightmare to play. And because they were going out of business, they didn't really have any tools or anything there. So I went in with my little doctor bag of guitar tools, adjusted it for them, and they were saying, holy crap, okay, well, now that it's set up right.
Well, but he's talking about the QC. We have to know more about that, know what he's talking about. If he's talking about a fit, form, and function, or is he just talking about the finish? Is he talking about the maneuverability of this piece? I mean, we got to know specifically what this guy's talking about.
Yeah.
Because if there is a real problem, we need to know what it is. And I've always taken care of that. I listen a lot.
I've found that there tend to be two different types of YouTube reviewers. The first type, they get something, they review it, they're absolutely great about it. Like Philip McKnight. He does a great job. Even when he's got something to say that maybe isn't so glowing, it's constructive criticism and all that. And then the other kind is the kind that just come on and they just bash it for the sake of bashing.
Those, that's their right. I guess they can go do that.
Oh, sure.
But if you really want to make a difference, just tell us specifically what it is that we're talking about.
Yeah, and
QC means a whole bunch of stuff.
It certainly does, and it sounds like this is more about the guitar than the bridge, and the guy just threw the bridge in there too. And yeah, no, you know what? Email me a link to the video, and that is the last comment. So now we're going to talk about something really, really interesting to me, a 2200 fixed bridge, just like the one on that black guitar right over there. And in fact, this was something that I'd asked Gary about. Have you ever done a 2200 fixed bridge? I think that'd be really cool. And he said, yeah, I did one or two. And I was like, can you make me one? There it is. Really, really a neat thing. I don't think we're going to go into production with this though, are we?
Well, we would if we thought there was a good-sized market out there. We'd be damn fool not to do that. This particular bridge, of course, is a fixed bridge, not a tremolo. But we've got a new system that we will come out with probably next year sometime.
Yeah.
Which will allow you to have a fixed bridge and or a tremolo, which will still require a route. Now, even the tremolo today, you can lock it off and have a fixed bridge. This one is an exclusive fixed bridge because you can see there's no cam in here. This particular section fits inside the same plate exactly as the tremolo does. And then this mechanism right here, of course, it's not a cam because it's fixed. And it fits into the same plate. So that's the idea. So everything has to be convertible, and it's got to have a lot of different ways that people can use it. So that when we make the part, it's part of an overall erectro set.
Yeah.
Otherwise, just to cut costs and everything else to do that. Because you see, this 2200 series for a stud is basically the same bridge as the 2300 series here.
Right. Was that the 2330?
I think that's it. I'm sorry. This has exactly the same mechanism in here as does this one. So, however, this is a one solid plate, as you can see, and everything fits into it. Where this one right here is all solid as it's a 5790 frame, and we simply have this section right here that fits into that frame. So this is removable.
The important thing to realize about this particular bridge is that if you have a guitar such as the one that I showed earlier, and you want to have the fine tuners and you want to have the different rollers and you want all these things, but you don't want to route your guitar, which is exactly what the deal was with the black one that I just showed. This is a great solution. And then if at any time you decide that, oh, well, hey, you know what, maybe putting a cam on here, that'd be cool, then you can just pull the fixed part out, put the cam on. Of course, then you'd have to route the guitar. Behind the bridge on that black guitar right there, right now, there is absolutely no route. You can pull it off and there's absolutely nothing going on, but it has all the advantages of the fine tuners, the rollers. Those rollers are great too because they eliminate friction. Because every time you fret a note, you are moving the string a very micro amount, and friction is the enemy of tuning stability. So you really, really want that to be nice and stable.
This piece is removable. So the way we simply do that, we just take these cam bolts and move them out because they are the main bolt that's holding it. And you can see that this is just removable. It's like this. And this is drilled to fit in there on three sides, here, here, and here. We don't have this available right now.
No.
But we're showing it to you. If people are interested in this kind of thing, we can do it because we have the parts and the tools to do this kind of thing here. But right now, it's more of a custom bridge than anything. And if somebody wants a custom bridge, they got to charge you a few more bucks to do this because we don't have an assembly line for this kind of thing.
No.
But it wouldn't be that much more. But what we're really doing is asking how many people are interested in this. Just tell us if you're interested in this or not.
Yeah, just tell us if you're interested. If you have a modern cam with the screw that'll make it fixed, then you can swap it out. If you have an old one that doesn't have the screw, then it won't work. You would need the whole thing. If you've got something that's all frozen up or whatever, and you don't think it's ever going to work again, trade it in. And it's our problem, not yours. And you get a discount on a new bridge. This one's real quick and easy. And really all we're doing is just seeing, do you want something like this? If you do, not only can we do it, but this particular part is 100% made by Gary and nobody else. So if you get one of these, it's got Gary's fingerprints all over it. And something that I did with my black guitar that I've shown you guys a couple times is I put the String Lock Pro on there, and that eliminates that tuning instability, especially in the G string of, where they go wanging out off of the nut, and you really want that straight pull from the nut to the tuner. The string lock after the nut eliminates that problem. Then you lock it down. You've got your fine tuners down there at the bridge. And I'll tell you, it works great.
The main reason for this little episode here about this bridge is that I'm trying to, because we're getting more and more of an interest in it.
Yeah.
And at some point in time, we got to stop making them 1 and 2 at a time.
Yeah.
Because the company doesn't make money on that, and I'm charging the customer more than ever. And I've got to know, is this worth doing a run of 500? Is it worth doing a run of 100? We got to make that decision.
It could maybe turn a couple people off here to go like, oh, if the company makes money, aren't you in business for all the wrong reasons? But the truth is that if the company doesn't make money, we can't pay our bills, and then we go out of business.
You think so?
You know what?
You think that's actually a problem? You see,
I never thought it before.
The first thing I would do is I wouldn't pay Eddie, and we'll see how long he lasts.
I am very expensive.
Oh, yeah. All right. But, it's just the way the business is run, and we try to get it down as low as we possibly can. We really do work on low margins, and I know people don't believe that because our stuff is expensive, but we're not paying $1 an hour in labor and getting free tooling and free everything from our government either. We're really in competition with international governments, frankly.
Yeah.
Everybody might think there's an entrepreneur in China or Korea or whatever, Malaysia. They'll operate the same way. Hell no. Their government does a heck of a lot for them.
I mean, I don't think you can be an entrepreneur in a communist society, can you? I mean, that kind of goes against the whole communism thing.
They got both kinds in China. You can do the communist way where they do it that way. But many years ago, they set up the entrepreneurial deal where if a China individual or company literally teamed up with anybody offshore, what they would do is make it a 50-50 deal. Whoever put the money in owned 50% of it. And then the Chinese government would put them both in business. And that's the way that worked.
I think that it's important to qualify this too. Like, there's a lot of people that will say things like this just based on something that they read or heard or whatever. But Gary, you actually know this because when you were doing business with people overseas, they told you that's the way it's done.
Well, 2010, I did business, and that's the way it worked.
Yeah, the X-Trum, right?
The X-Trum, yeah. Let's just say that didn't work because people were buying them, and then they're blasted all over, and now we got counterfeits of them and everything else.
Boy, do we ever. Are you familiar with the road-worn guitar? So that Strat right there is a road-worn Strat. It's made to look like it's old and beat up, but it's completely artificial.
Oh, okay.
It comes from the factory that way.
Okay, so, I've seen that.
Yeah, I used to be very anti-road-worn. I would say, I don't need any help beating up my guitar. And now, obviously, I have one now. I was wrong. They're very comfortable. They're great, but it's completely artificial. When I didn't agree with the concept, I was having an argument, well, let's say a heated discussion with a guitar salesman, and he said, "Oh, well, it comes with a certificate of authenticity and
being beat up."
Yeah, and I said, "Well, you know what? They don't make a road-worn anything. You know what? How about they make a road-worn Corvette? Would people pay more for that?"
Well, they make road-worn jeans and shirts.
That is true. Oh my!
Flash them, and you really be cool, I guess. I'm from a farm, and I can tell you, when they get sliced that bad, we'd have to throw them away.
You just send them on to all the glam rockers. They're like, "Oh, these jeans are ripped in all the right places."
They're really used, man.
Yeah, these ripped up jeans are so authentic. I'll pay extra money.
Yeah, not only that, we could put grease on it, and cow manure on it, whatever you wanted.
There's a picture of Steve Vai from the 80s, and he's got a pair of pants that have it looks like melted lead with coins stuck in them.
Well, whatever. All I know is that things are changing. Marketing's changing. Everything's changing. The great world of our communities and influencers and all the rest of it. But we're trying to change. We're trying to help to reinvent the company and, hey, get all you guys out there.
And focus on the end user. Oh, wait a minute. That one guy said that we have contempt for our customers. So maybe we should not do this because he said that.
Well, hey, God bless him, it's his opinion. And he needs to explain a little more what he's talking about there.
Yeah.
Maybe we don't understand what he said.
Maybe not. I don't know.
Maybe contempt is a good thing.
Kind of like saying when you say something is bad, it means it's actually good.
Yeah, right. That's kind of what's going on in our society at the moment. Right?
Yeah, up is
and
down.
Remember, this is a special day, too.
Is it?
Yeah, you know what this day is.
Wait a minute. Are you talking about the debate tonight?
Yeah, we're going to see a debate.
Oh, I'm scared to death.
Yeah. Well, anyway, it's going to be very interesting to see what happens.
God. Oh, yeah, I'm just going to throw a blanket over my head and stick my fingers in my ears.
Well, anyway, we sell both Democrats and independents and Republicans and, Trumpers or Harris goers or whatever.
Whoever you are, you know what? Yeah, politics have no place in guitar bridges. Our guitar bridges are completely neutral in every single way. The only thing that they are adamant about is performance.
Well, and we do wave the flag.
Oh, absolutely.
Today, everything's 100% made in USA.
Absolutely. Well, it feels like a good place to stop. So,
sounds good.
Until next time, I've been Eddie Kernan.
And I'm Gary Kahler. And hey, thank you for your emails and listening. And get back to us on this bridge. We'd like to know.
See you next week.